So the polynomial here that I have boxed in purple models the height in feet of a ball t seconds after it's thrown. So v, or you could call it v sub 0, is your initial velocity, and h sub 0 is your initial height. So for these first two questions, they want us to write the equation with a number plugged in for v sub 0 and h sub 0. So Bella throws a softball from a height of 5 feet. So there's our h sub 0. And the initial velocity is 25 feet per second. So 25 is our initial velocity, v sub 0. Write the polynomial that models the height of the ball in feet. So the polynomial would be negative 16t squared. I'm plugging in 25 for v sub 0, so 25t, and I'm plugging in 5 for h sub 0. So here's our first equation. For number 2, at the same time, Sophie throws a softball from a height of 4 feet, so 4 is our initial height. And the initial velocity is 20 feet per second, so there's our initial velocity, v sub 0. Write the polynomial that models the height of the ball in feet. So this is negative 16t squared. My initial velocity is 20, so plus 20t, and the initial height is 4, so plus 4. Then the very last part says, write a polynomial that represents the difference in heights of the softball t seconds after they're thrown. So difference means we're going to be subtracting these. So negative 16t squared plus 25t plus 5. And I'm subtracting that from, and notice I put parentheses because this next equation has 3 terms. I have to subtract all 3 terms. So negative 16t squared plus 20t plus 4. So essentially, I need to take this negative and distribute it to all 3 terms, which flips all 3 signs. So the first equation is still negative 16t squared plus 25t plus 5. And if I distribute a negative to that first term, double negatives make a positive 16t squared. Negative 1 times 20t is negative 20t, and negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. So last, we just have to combine like terms. Negative 16t squared plus 16t squared, that's a 0 pair, so those cancel out. 25t minus 20t would be 5t. And then lastly, I would have positive 5 minus 4, which is 1. So this would be the difference.